Do you like horse racing? If yes, then you can actually do it now in the blockchain while earning crypto at the same time in Pegaxy. Hello everyone, we are the Play2Earn channel and I'm Bruno, a host from the Crypto Herd, and today we're going to talk about Pegaxy, which is a big trend in the NFT gaming space. So at the end of this video, you're going to have all the information you need to get started in this Play2Earn game. Here we go! So guys, this is a Pega, which is the NFT that you need to own or rent in order to play the game. As you can see, your Pega has different stats, but right now these stats don't matter because the game is RNG based, which means that the cheapest Pega has the exact same chances of winning as the most expensive Pega. But this won't be like this forever because these stats, speed, strength, lightning, wind, water and fire, at some point when they upgrade the game, they will have an impact in your chances of winning. So let's hit the racetracks and see how the game actually looks like. Here we are with our non-fungible token mechanical horse, ready to hit the racetrack. So right now, as I've told you, the game is completely RNG based, but in the future these variables right here, so you have like wind, temperature, water, they're going to have a huge impact on your chances of winning. So let's imagine that your horse, for example, has a high percentage in water, which my horse has, okay, it's 8%. So that means that if, for example, in that stadium the variable of water is quite high, then your horse is going to have a high chance of succeeding. But that's something that is going to be implemented in the future. On top of that, players are also going to have skills that they can use in each race. And we're starting. So as you can see, the game is quite simple and you don't have to do anything, but it's not going to be like that in the future. They already mentioned this in the white paper. As you can also see, the top 3 horses are going to win a prize. Okay, you have the prize pool right here and they're going to earn some VIS. So that means that if there's 12 horses racing, then you have a 25% chance of winning something in every match. So after this race, my horse is going to lose 1 energy every day. My horse replenishes 24 energy, so it's like 1 energy per hour. Yeah, right now the game is quite boring. You just wait, you press and wait. It's perfect to be on the second screen while you do everything else on the first screen. But as we're going to see next, it's not going to be like that because they already have a 3D model built and ready to be deployed. And we actually got the 3rd place, so we're going to get some VIS. Here we are, 3rd place, so we got 26 VIS, the 2nd place got 44 VIS, and the 1st place got 105 VIS. So this VIS, as you can see, if I go to my wallet, it's locked, so every 15 days you can unlock your VIS, which is a way of stabilizing a bit the price of this token. But as I've mentioned, the game really soon is going to receive a huge update. Look at this is how Pegaxy is going to look like in the future. And I know that it's really soon because the owners of Founder and Legendary Pegas are already playing the game like this. Look at this, much more appealing than the clunky 2D version we just played. Besides that, players are going to have skills, as I've mentioned. So instead of just clicking race and waiting, you're actually going to have an active role in every race. So guys, before we start talking about money, let me tell you that this is the first of many game reviews that we're doing in the Play2Earn space. So if you want to see more reviews like these, consider subscribing with the notification bell on. So guys, in order to get started in Pegaxy, you actually need to own or rent an NFT horse. So the floor right now is at 970 USDT. And this is like the cheapest and the least rare horse, which is not going to make any difference now. But in the future, that might not be the case, because right now, as I've told you, either you buy a horse from the floor or you buy the most expensive horse, it's not going to make any difference. When renting, we have 2 types. We have fixed renting or profit share. So fixed renting means that you're going to pay a certain amount of PGX, which is another token which you're going to cover later, in order to get a horse for a certain period of time. So for example, in this case, you're going to pay 50 PGX and you're going to have that same horse for 1 day. But what I do recommend you is that you actually go for profit share, where you actually don't need to invest anything. Instead, you're going to get a percentage of the money that you make while racing with that horse. So this is the only way to actually play this game without investing any money. Now let's talk about tokenomics. We have 2 types of tokens: the PGX, which is a governance token and it's also used for breeding, and then you have the utility token VIS, which is only used for for breeding. While the PGX has a limited supply of 1 billion, the VIS has an unlimited supply. So guys, this is the current VIS price, and let's think about it for a bit. You have 24 daily energy because your horse recovers 1 energy every hour, right? Then the top 3 horses in every race get some VIS. So this means that there are 12 horses, you have 25% chance of winning. The chance of being the first one or being the third are exactly the same. So this means that on average you get 58.3 VIS won. Then the token price is 0.11. Daily you can get on average $38.47. Now let's think about how much do you actually need to have your return of investment. Floor price is 970, so if you buy the floor horse, which has the same chance of winning as all the others, you're going to get back your investment in 25.2 days, which is insane. No other investment offers you ROI in 25.2 days. And let me also remind you that in the last 3 days the crypto market has been dumping a lot. Now let's take a look into what happened with VIS. Okay, so VIS dumped a bit, and guess what? It's already pumping, while all the other crypto assets are dumping hard. Now PGX is at 0.41 cents, okay, and even with the big dump, okay, let's just talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin that dumped like 20% in the last 2 days. It's actually holding its ground, so this is really bullish for Pegaxy. Another thing we can take a look is into Apollo, which is an app of Pegaxy, okay, and here we can see everything that's happening in the Pegaxy metaverse. VIS mint versus burn ratio, we can see that in the last days we always had more VIS burn than minted, and we also saw that the price of horses is increasing and the price of VIS is increasing. So this means that there's more players joining and buying the horses than people breeding and dumping the horses in the market, which is another bullish indicator for Pegaxy. So when it comes to Pegaxy, they have all these stats that we talked about that right now are irrelevant. They have a breed count, they have a blood type and the breed type. To begin with, we have the breed type, which go from founding to pacer. So this is like some sort of rarity in Pegaxy. Then we have the bloodlines. Bloodlines are all about breeding. They influence the breeding cooldown. So for example, if you have the most rare bloodline, which is horse, and you breed your horse male Pega with a horse female Pega, they're going to have a lower cooldown of only 24 hours, okay? But if you breed a Zen with a Zen, they're going to have a breeding cooldown of 96 hours. It will depend a lot on which is your strategy in Pegaxy. Because for example, do you want to be a breeder, then I recommend you actually buy 2 horses that are virgins. If you just want to have a horse to race, then I recommend you buy from the floor, or at least buy a horse that has the Zen bloodline, so it's cheaper, and then is like a legendary or an epic, because this in the future, the breed types in the future might have an impact on your chances of winning races. So let's imagine that you actually want to breed, so I recommend you actually buy 2 horses. Horse is the most expensive bloodline, so this means that you're going to have an offspring with a bloodline horse. So for the same breeding cost, because every time you breed there's a breeding cost in VIS and PGX. This is also depends on the breed count of your Pegas. So every time you breed, you're going to be spending exactly the same resources, but you're going to have a more expensive offspring to sell. Another thing you should consider is that, imagine, even if you buy 2 horses that are like legendary, the bloodline remains in the offspring, but the breed type doesn't. I know this sounds confusing, but I'm going to explain it to you. So let's imagine you have 2 horses, okay, and they are legendary, okay, both of them in the breed type. So the offspring is going to have the horse bloodline, but when it comes to the breed type, it's going to have a lower breed type. Because you're breeding 2 legendary horses, you're going to have a Pega that is epic. As you breed, your lineage of horses actually loses the rarity of the breed type. Okay, so that's another factor to consider if you're thinking about breeding in this game. So guys, let's take a look into future features of Pegaxy. Beta release of the Pegaxy game on mobile. So the 2D version, you can already play it on mobile. So we're going to have Pega Food, 3D gameplay on mobile, Pega change name, VIS sync. So this is very important because this has unlimited supply, Crown Pega release, Rump network integration, token swap on platform, first stadium sale event. So you're going to be able to own a stadium, and every time there's a race in that same stadium, stadium, you get a fee. Release of Pegaxy game on iOS and Android device app stores. Introduction of lootbox gacha system. There's going to be a hackathon, community treasury, staking of PGX into treasury. So another way of stabilizing the price of PGX. Secondary racing mode, Pega burn system. So this is important to control the Pega populations. We're going to have the rider, community-based games, cross-chain use of Pegaxy NFT in other games. This is how a stadium is going to look like, and you'll be able to own one of them. Then we're going to have gear in our Pegaxys. They're going to be able to wear all of this. We can actually feed some mechanical carrots to your Pegas, boosting like this their stats. Pegaxy. I'm bullish on this project for many reasons. Two of them are: the scholarship system is really simple. So for example, if I have 3 scholars, instead of creating like 3 different accounts with 3 different email addresses, I just select my Pegas that I want to rent to those scholars, and I select the percentage I want for myself and for them, and I paste the address of my scholars, and everything is done automatically. I don't have to go to like different accounts to process payments. I get my VIS directly on my wallet, okay, without doing anything. So I believe this is a big upgrade to the old system. Another thing is, when you're breeding, there's actually cooldowns, which is a very smart mechanism to control the population of Pegas. So once again, in X Infinity, for example, if you want to breed X's, you can breed 7 X's in 5 minutes. In Pega, there's a cooldown, which is a very important mechanism. But there's also downside. So as the game is right now, the economy of Pegaxy is completely sustained on one factor: new players joining in every day. If there's not new players joining in every day, there's not people to buy the horses that are being dumped every day by breeders in the marketplace, and the prices will go down. I'm talking about the prices of Pegas and the prices of VIS and PGX. Because with every investment comes risk. Always. This wasn't financial advice. Always do your own research. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more NFT gaming reviews. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I see you NFT gamers in the metaverse.